Hi, I'm Matt with State of Flex, here to give you a review of Scream. Now that's not a command, that's the movie I'm going to be reviewing. Scream 5, or Scream 2022 if you will. This is the 5th Scream installment, and one that I came to with a little bit of trepidation. This is the first one made by somebody that is not Wes Craven. This film is helmed by Radio Silence. These are two directors who made the film Ready or Not. And they're taking over for the late Wes Craven. And Scream is a huge franchise for me, one that really shaped me and my filmic interests. My love of horror in large part comes from Scream and my love of Wes Craven's filmography. Wes Craven is even my favorite filmmaker. So when I heard that they were doing another one, I was kind of cautious. The first trailer came out and it made me a little more optimistic, but I was still pretty cautious. And I'm happy to say this film is fantastic. It delivers. It is in spirit Scream. Now, it's not a perfect movie. And I do want to start off by saying this is a non-spoiler review. I want to stress that. I will not address any spoilers. I will get into very little plot, in all honesty. I plan on doing a spoiler review next week. Early next week, hopefully, because lots of thoughts and certain aspects of my criticism of the film do stem from the spoilery territory, which is common when you're working with a mystery. Like all the previous Scream films, this is a whodunit, and how you respond to that whodunit sort of ultimately shapes where you land with the film. But Scream is more than just a whodunit. Scream as a franchise is a criticism of film. The first film was a criticism, a sharp jabbing criticism of the horror genre, while also being a beautiful sending up love letter to that genre of slasher films. The second one really tackled sequels. Third film, concluding chapters in a trilogy, kinda sorta. The fourth one, the remake, this one is attacking the requel. Now, it does hit some of the same beats as previous films, but the distinction between a remake and a requel is something that has come about in the last 10 years or so, since the previous Scream film came out. A requel is a half reboot, half sequel. You're essentially remaking or repurposing the first movie in all of its glorious parts and giving you the next story in your continuing franchise with those same elements. Think Force Awakens, Ghostbusters Afterlife, or even Halloween. Halloween being the prime example. Halloween 2018. I think that's the only reason why this movie is just titled Scream. Is because it's kind of riffing on that. And like all good Scream movies, it is a sharp criticism of the requel, while also being an embodiment of it. And that's what really worked for me. But not only is it a biting commentary on the requel plague that is hitting Hollywood, it's also a sharp criticism of toxic fandom, which has erupted hugely in the years since Scream last was in theaters. And the way that this film attacks it really creates a firm stance on where it stands with fandom and the acknowledgement of legacy. This film does lean very heavily into legacy, as you would expect, but it does spend quite a bit of time building up the characters that this film manufactures. You get to spend most of your time with three characters in particular that they do really strong development for, and that would be the character of Sam, Tara, who's my new favorite character of the of this film, and oh man, I can't remember the character's name. Dennis Quaid's son is in this movie. Jack Quaid, I want to say. Richie. Richie's his character, and he's quite good in the movie. But yeah, Sam, Tara, Richie all get quite a bit of screen time and character building. Some of the other characters not quite as much. They kind of lean heavily on family lineage and the importance of that, which is very important to the prequel. See Star Wars for that. But the film is funny as you'd expect, scarier than any of the previous Scream movies have been since that very first one. This movie is very tense. Strong performances all around. Jenna Ortega really, I thought, was fantastic in this movie, as well as like Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Neve Campbell, as you would expect. This is a very good movie. I will say that the whodunit aspect of the film was kind of obvious. I figured it out pretty fast. And there's a big bombshell moment that happens within the first act of this that is supposed to be a big bombshell, and it is for the audience, but none of the characters really treat it as such, and that's kind of my only real complaint structurally with the screenplay. I'll dive more into these things with a spoiler review later in the week, but let me know what you think of this movie. This movie is so good and honors the legacy of the 4 previous films, their filmmakers and creators, as well as these characters. This is a good movie. I hope you enjoy in the theater. Check out Scream and drop a like or a comment, ding the bell to subscribe, and hope to hear back from you. Let me know what your favorite scary movie is in the comment below, or what your favorite requel is in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.